Hello and welcome to Season 3 of the Game of Stones. As a send-off to the old Champions League format, I've put together a little kickoff tournament to start on week 1 of the season. In order to do so, I created a coefficient system to rank all the managers over the past couple of years and put them into these pots that we're going to use to fill our groups. Let's go ahead and start with pot 1, who has myself, Luke, Dylan, and Gavin. The first name from this pot would be me. I finished first with a record number of points 4 last season, thanks to Cole Palmer, and second the season before that. The next name from pot 1 will be Gavin. Gavin's first season was last season, and he came in third with 66 points and will lead Group B. The next name from pot 1 will be Dylan. Dylan finished fourth last season with 64 points and third the season before that. And lastly, we have Luke, who finished second last season with 73 points and will find his place in Group D. Next up is pot 2, who has Matthew R., Darian, Kevin, and Scott. And our first name will be Darian. Darian finished 8th last season and the first season with 88 points, and he will be going into Group A with me. Second name from pot 2 is Kevin. Kevin had a solid 6th place finish last season after finishing 9th the season before that, and he will be joining Gavin in Group B. Next up from pot 2 is Scott. Scott finished 7th in both of our previous seasons, model consistency, and will be joining Group C with Dylan. And our final name from pot 2, Matthew R., who finished 5th last season and 6th the season before that. He will be joining Luke in Group D. Moving on to pot 3, which has Jesse, Andrew, Zach, and Emily. Our first name from this pot is Jesse. Jesse finished 9th last season after finishing in 4th the season before that on 65 points, and will be joining myself and Darian in Group A. Next up from pot 3 is Andrew. Andrew finished 10th last season after finishing 5th in season 1, also on 65 points, and he will be joining Gavin and Kevin in Group B. The next name from pot 3 is Zach. Zach finished in 11th in Fantasy Premier League last season, but he did win the Euros Fantasy and will be matching up against Dylan and Scott in Group C. And that leaves Emily to round out Group D. Emily participated in Season 1 and finished in 11th with 44 points. And finally on to our newcomers. Pot 4, which has Coop, Matt, Rebecca, and Soph. First name from this group will be Soph. Soph will be joining me, Darian, and Jesse in Group A. Next up is Coop. Coop participated in the Euros Fantasy, did pretty well, and will round out the group of Kevin, Gavin, Andrew, and himself. Penultimate name from pot 4 is Rebecca. Rebecca will be joining Dylan, Scott, and Zach down in Group C. And finally, Matt, who also participated in the Euros Fantasy, will round out Group D, putting together a group of Luke, Matthew, R, Emily, and Matt. And with that, our group stage for the kickoff tournament has been set. And I want to give a quick thank you to everyone for joining and contributing to the prize pool. We're at an astounding $520. I really appreciate all of your enthusiasm, and I can't wait to get started. Thanks.